The Busy Doing Nothing.
Busy doing nothing.
Busy doing nothing.
Busy Doing Nothing podcast.
I get this flash drive, but it don't have shit on it.
I don't know why I thought you were about to say flask.
It did have shit on it.
Like,
This is from like my freshman year of college, and it had like all my projects and shit on it. And I just never took it off my keys. I just keep it on here. It's corrupt.
Like, that's what I'm saying, like, from college. God.
Yeah, it's corrupt. Like, it won't even, this used to slide. It doesn't slide anymore. Like,
So you wouldn't be able to get anything off of that if you wanted to?
nope.
You probably could reformat it and then use it.
I'm
You
not
gotta be
really
able to plug it in to do that.
I'm not really that pressed though.
Oh, true.
Because we got clouds.
It's just like there's a memento. Like,
I thought that was a lighter this whole
That's
time.
old.
I mean, your freshman year, he's getting fucked up every day. Like, it's just a memento at this point.
That's a good question.
Yeah. The next question is, describe what you like to happen at your funeral.
Shaq Lizzy got a whole song about that.
I was just,
That's when you read it, that was the first thing that came to my mind.
At my funeral, that's yeah.
I think of 2 Chainz when he said, "When I die, bury me inside a Gucci store."
It don't have to be at my funeral, but at some point, it could be at the repast, whatever. I want an electric slide.
That's so simple.
I want my friend.
It is. I mean, it's,
I don't want
Every
nobody
black-
sad.
you say you want everybody to
I
say
said,
it?
I don't want nobody sad. I want my funeral to be hype as shit. Like, I want it to be live. Like,
But
Yeah.
give me like a DJ at my funeral.
yeah, like, I don't want nobody sad. I don't want nobody sad.
I just want
Is that contingent upon how you die?
I don't want nobody, even if I die, if I got killed, I don't want you to be sad either. I still want my funeral to be lit. This is supposed to be a celebration of my life. So, yeah.
I want my funeral and my repast to be merged. I want to be set up at one of the tables judging everybody.
I want one of those ones where you like live action dead, when you sitting in a chair doing something.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, I want my eyes
No,
open.
I don't
My
want
eyes
to
open looking at y'all like,
I just want to traumatize everybody. Just like,
I want my head to
Everybody
move
come on,
like
take a
this.
selfie with me.
Her face was off. What do you do about that?
I think I just want to be like a tree or some shit. Like, have a tree ceremony, but put me on a
Yeah.
tree.
That'd be
smoke
nice,
some-
too.
I've heard that's a
Smoke
good
some
thing.
blunts.
That sounds different, yeah.
Smoke some blunts. Like, yeah.
So what do? They cremate you and then put you in like the
Put you with, like, you basically use you as fertilizer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I would want something like that. I want like all
I'd
my
rather
niggas
that
that smoke
be
that
scattered
smoke.
across.
I'd
the
be
ocean.
mad though if they cut my tree down though. 'Cause
Eventually
then it's
they will.
you-
They're gonna
you know,
cut it down and put a
died
townhouse
again.
right there.
Like,
Or a
I
shopping
died
center.
again.
I feel like it would be planted somewhere.
Like-
That's minimal.
Like, y'all
change
killed
to
me
happen.
again. Like, damn.
Just plant me in a reservation. Like, don't put me nowhere near Righteoustown Road, Liberty Road.
Yo, think about how many dead people we already live over, like, our houses are on. Because think about, it's a lot of people that have died over the years.
They ain't
So,
coming along
like,
with
they,
that.
that's what I say, they not all in them graveyards. You gotta think
Niggas
about,
should bury
like,
people in their backyard.
yeah, they used to burn them in their backyards and stuff. Like, we live on some land with dead people for real, so it's crazy.
Do y'all believe in spirits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Wow. I was like, hold up, wow.
In a
used
sense
to.
of being able to interact with them.
No.
I haven't interacted with any, but I do believe them. Like, bro, have I?
I don't think I ever.
don't
Well,
think I
actually, have I? That's what I was like, hold up. I do believe in spirits. And I think I have. I don't think I've interacted with one, but I feel like my grandmother has tried to, like,
Do like a seance.
get my, like, attention. You know, like, I was like, and it happens around her birthday. This happens often too. Like around her birthday, like it's just something that happens around, well, pertaining to my father. And my father was like, one day, he was in his office and he was just on the computer or whatever. And like, when my grandmother passed away, we made like this memorial on a trifold with just pictures of the family and everything. And the way that it leans, or it's posted on the wall so that it can't fall or nothing. But like, I don't know what my father was going through. He was like stressed out that day or whatever, and I guess he was just really mad. And he had got up and left and went into a different room. And then like, as a couple of minutes after he left the room, like the thing just flew across the room. Like, It's like it's posted on the wall, so it can't move. But it flew across the room and like just fell on the ground. And my room was like adjacent to the office, so I'm sitting there like I seen this out of my peripheral, like yo, like who threw that? Because ain't nobody even in there, like. And I was just like, all right, my grandmother must be like trying to say something to my father or something. I was like, I'm just staying here.
Yeah,
that's what I was like, I'm just staying here. And he had walked back in the room like, what the fuck? He was just like, what the fuck? And just picked it up and just was like scratching his head, confused. And then I was just like, yeah. But it was just like, whatever he was doing at the time had to do with his mother too. So he was like doing something with his.
She didn't like that shit.
Yeah. So like. Yeah, but I remember that. Like, that's one encounter I feel like.
I don't think I can't remember any encounter, especially not while I was awake. I feel like most of the encounters that people think they have with spirits or whatever is while they sleep, dreaming or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't recall of anything ever happening while I was awake and of conscious mind to be like, that was some other world type stuff. But, I don't know. I forgot how I even got it.
For me, I feel like I interacted with it, like... I haven't had like a full-on interaction. Like,
are y'all getting like a little bit of pulp in this drink?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, I thought it was just me. I'm like, why am I chewing some of this?
I haven't. Y'all geeking.
So I don't know if I believe in spirits, but I believe like in energies and shit like that.
Me too. That's more along.
Like for example, like I don't know what it is.
Same thing, just different words for it.
Yeah, I feel like.
I don't know what it is. It's like when I'm like under a lot of, not even just when I'm under a lot of stress, but like at certain periods of my life, like I'll fall asleep, I'll have dreams, and I'll dream about shit that I was not even remotely thinking of, but the next day that shit will happen. Like.
Oh, you feel like you have like a
like a deja vu moment.
Or something similar will happen. So it's like, I had a dream 2 months ago that Josh's great grandma called his phone, and he never talks to her. Like she called his phone and was saying, I don't know what she was saying, and I woke up and it was like 4:00 in the morning, and I was like, okay, and I fell back asleep. And then Josh's grandmother called him and said, yeah, your great grandmother passed away like 4:00 this morning. I'm like,
but you had a dream that she called
him, right? And then it's like the
second thing happened to me.
Second thing that happened was
that's crazy.
I remember when like we were still in the office, there was this chick named Christy that used to work with me. Like we were really close, and she's like her relationship with her mom was kind of similar to my relationship with my mother. Like we're not really, we don't really. So I had a dream that totally different coworker, this dude Andy, came to work with like a bandana tied around his head. I'm like, I didn't ask him about it because it felt weird. And I'm just like, what's like? I couldn't see any hair peeking out. So I'm like, what's going on with him? So he like, I gotta go to a doctor's appointment. I'll be back. So the girl Taryn went in one of the meeting rooms like a few minutes later, and she was just like screaming and crying. And she came out. She said, Andy died of cancer. And I'm like, what? Wow. So I go to work the next day in real life, and Chrissy like she was like, my mom died of cancer last night. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, what was that? Like, it'll be something like that, and it happens often.
Have dreams really been studied to the point where they can kind of identify what's really going on? Because I know a lot of times, I've seen some things, like some articles or whatever, it was like dreams can be like a peek into like some type of multiverse theory and all of these other things that be going on. I don't know if anybody's ever really studied it heavily to be able to conclude anything.
But it would make sense because they say dreams are your subconscious, like it's tapping into your subconscious, and then they say everything is connected. So if we're all subconsciously connected, and then in your dreams you connect to people you don't know and all that kind of shit. Like I have
my theory is kind of wild because it's kind of based into like somewhat things that we do nowadays, but like anybody that knows anything about like technology or whatever, how you can use a computer and remote into another computer. Who's to say that our bodies isn't just a vessel that's being remoted into by some larger, not another person, but like a larger conscience of, you know, when we wake up every day, we're remoting back into our physical bodies. We go to sleep, we go back into some,
like the Matrix.
I guess, I don't know. Yeah,
scientists have done studies like that where they did studies on birds, like one birds in like one other area or country or some shit, or whatever area, different area, where they taught this bird one thing, and then without those birds interacting with other birds, the same kind of birds would know automatically, like a few weeks later or a few months later, and they'll start mimicking those birds' activity. So
What was that movie that came out within the last year? I think it had Issa Rae in it. No, not Issa Rae. Janelle Monáe, and she was a slave, and then
Annabelle.
yeah, something like that maybe.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Okay,
No.
but she was no. Matter of fact, no, that wasn't a. That was she was actually there.
She was really in the
I'm thinking
in
about it. She was
plantation.
they actually grabbed her up and threw her somewhere.
that's
Okay, never
that
mind.
wasn't no.
I'm tripping.
And then it's just like the idea of stuff that we know that we don't know we know, or stuff that we know but we don't know how we know. We just naturally know. They're saying that could be like us tapping into like some shit we don't know we tapping into.
Right.
Like when I was little, I feel like, oh, it's about to rain. I would just know it's about to rain because
Kind of smell it.
yeah, you can smell it, but I wouldn't know that was specifically the shit to look for. It was just like naturally, oh, I know it's about to rain because once I smell that or once I get this feeling, it's about to rain. And shit like that. And I had similar experiences with like before both of my grandmothers died. Well, my great grandmother and my grandmother died. Like the day before, like my nana when she died, like a week before she died, I called my brother like, yo, we gotta check on Nana. I don't know, we just gotta check on this. She like died a week later. Then my great grandma when she passed, the day before I was talking to my friends like, yo, my grandma funny as shit, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna go holler at her. Then the next day I got that call. I was like, oh, damn.
That's what happened to my aunt. My aunt that passed last year. 2 weeks before she passed, I had a dream that she contacted me, like, and left me a voicemail. Was just like, I'm trying, like, I need to speak to you. Just basically, all she was saying was just like, she just needed to just talk to me. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'm gonna make sure I call you or whatever. But when she passed away, I couldn't remember. Like, when she passed away, I was thinking like, dang, did she really call me? Or was that really a dream? Like, I was confused. I was like, did she really call me? Because, like, she reached out to me recently, so it made me feel like she really did need me or something. And she passed away. Now I can't speak to her at all. So it was just like, dang. So I don't know.
Do y'all believe in reincarnation?
I don't know about that.
I do.
don't know.
I
That's
don't
a, it's a
know.
gray area. I just don't know. That's really
Like, I was saying, like, I don't know. Like,
I believe in it. Because I just feel like, I mean, it don't necessarily have to equivalent to die as a human, reincarnate as a human, but because energy doesn't die, it only transforms and moves to wherever it moves to. Our life essence is only energy. So when our bodies die, that energy has to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So, I mean, granted, if you get planted into a tree, maybe you reincarnate as a tree. That's kind of boring, but, you know.
Is it though? I mean, you
Well,
get to watch everything. You connect it to everything because
Sure.
like, when scientists look at roots of trees and plants, they notice that all of them are connected, and you know, and trees live a long time.
We wonder about that. Like, when we die, what happens? Does it just all go black and we have no consciousness? And what happens when the lights go out?
You had to try some DMT and find out.
Nah, I'm good.
I don't want to try DMT for that reason. I'm like, I don't want to feel death. I don't want to
No.
experience death. The fuck.
Did we just get emo in this episode? Is this what emos be doing?
We got extra
Okay.
deep about
I
that.
wouldn't say we got emos.
It's because it is.
Emos are like depressed. We
It's
more
talking
so
about the
like,
Oh yeah, the funeral, yeah.
we more seem like engaging about it. Emos more like, yeah, I want to fucking die.
Oh yeah, no, we didn't get there.
I don't want to be here.
We need like some what is it?
Some
Eyeshadow
shit
and
like this.
right,
Hit my bang or some shit.
right.
Yeah, like just like it's crazy how to me it's crazy how science and spirituality say the same exact shit just in different ways. Like
Speaking of which, I remember I sent them that text out to the group thread about the churches and stuff, and I know we talked about it the other episode about how like you was about to say. I think all of that stuff is connected with like
the same shit.
yeah.
So like fucking church, all religion like being in foster care, being in different homes. I grew up around fucking so many different religions, and everybody's saying the same shit. Be a good person,
Right.
take care of your family, pay your tithes, pay your offering, praise God, pray to God. And since I stepped away from religion and get more into the spiritual, like I hate the term spiritual, but for lack of other words, more spiritual. All them niggas, all them woke niggas and spiritual niggas say the same shit. Meditation and prayer is the same shit. Fucking meditating on like positive thoughts is the same thing as prayer. When you pray, all you're doing is taking that energy and sending it to God. But the spiritual nigga saying,
Still manifesting.
meditate and manifest that shit within yourself because you are God and you're a reflection of God. Then the Christians be like, oh, we were made in God's image. I'm like, y'all saying the same shit. And then even with scientists, like they say matter cannot be destroyed
Right.
and shit like that. And then spiritual niggas and fucking religion saying the same shit. Like, oh no, you just don't die. So it's
Right.
like, you can't die.
Right.
So it's just like, it's crazy how everybody's saying the same shit, but like it's set so much chaos of people proving who's right or what's the right way.
Yeah, because everybody want to feel like their way of thinking is the right way. But
I just look at it like I think
I'm
I
not
said
that
it before. I just think I look at it as your religion is your language to how you speak to God, because I feel like we all have the same
Hit that on the
God,
nose.
but it's just like we all speak a different language to God, you know, your higher power. So
Yeah, because everything don't work for everybody. So
yeah.
like Christianity,
and like you had
don't work
said,
for
like you feel like church or whatever is like a place to go when you feel spiritually
sick.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like for me, like
That's why I don't knock people that
Yeah.
feel like, you know, I need a religion, I need a whatever, because it's just like, okay, if you feel like whatever gives you some type of peace inside,
It
do
makes
whatever
me
it
feel
is.
better,
If
yeah.
you need church, do it. If you don't need church, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know, I'm particularly the one that don't need church, but
And that's how it was before. Like all this established religion shit was. Because before, like pastors and priests, they had shamans. So when niggas wasn't right, they like, dang, you know, I feel like I'm under attack by some demons. They go to the shaman, they drink some
blow some of
shit.
that little powders.
Yeah, some coke, some Because like when you look at history, like a lot of like spiritual like shit like was like used for drugs. Like, it was drugs like weed or like ayahuasca and all that kind of shit. Because it like
Cults.
yeah, because like that shit dissolve your ego for real. So it's like you become more like you like less defensive like when shit challenge you. So it's like you more open and shit. So if somebody tells you, like, yo, you a piece of shit, you're not gonna be like, nigga, you a piece of shit. You're like, wow, you know, why do you think I'm a piece of shit? Or you a piece of shit, like, damn, I never even looked at it that way. You might be right. I'm sorry. So it's like, and that's what shamans was. They're like shaman, they come in, try to shake the stick at you, blah, 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 blah.
Blow that dust in your face, you pass out for 20 minutes.
And wake up like, oh my gosh, I'm so lame.
No, you said it probably was coke whole time.
Coke or some type of crushed up mushroom or hallucinogen. Like, I want to try ayahuasca just for like, I don't want to try
I don't even know
DMT.
what that is.
Ayahuasca is like a hallucinogen that pull like a spiritual ritual. If you do it in a ritual form, it's
I don't
called.
feel like I'm stable enough to do that.
I don't think I am, because that gummy had me tripping enough. I'm like, I'm good.
I feel like I got a handle on the weed high. Like I can be like too high off an edible and I can maintain now. But that fucking cake that your sister made that one time, I told her I was just sitting there hearing geese for like 12 minutes. I'm like, I know for a fact them geese not outside. It's like, you hear kids outside playing? Like, it's 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. Ain't nobody kids outside.
Yo, saying spirits.
I heard kids outside playing, like, damn. And I was sitting there hearing geese for 12 minutes. I knew, like, you still hear geese? He like, stop talking to me. I'm like, okay. Ain't no geese
I'll
outside.
put you out of the room like, yo, get the fuck out.
It's like,
I swore I was in a time loop. That whatever time we spent after the podcast, I felt like was an entire day almost. I was just like, yo.
Cause like weed, like drugs, period. When you high, like alters your perception of time and everything.
yeah. And I remember that was the first time I had like audio, like shit going on. So I really was like, this is what crazy people feel like. They just keep hearing shit. Like, this is gonna be like that. Am I gonna stop hearing this shit at some point?
That's
like,
the scary stuff about strong drugs. So like I know when I did acid, I was like, what if this shit make me crazy? Oh God, I'm gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be crazy. And I was like, I had to stop thinking that. I was
I was like, you know what? Never again.
And that's what it was. I started panicking because I kept thinking about this shit. Oh shit! What if I hate this shit forever? Like,
I kept thinking I was tripping. I was like, yo, I'm tripping.
you gotta snap yourself out of that shit immediately, because if you don't, you might fuck around and make yourself crazy just by thinking like that.
What was our other topic? We
did
did Mondawmin. Well, didn't we have another one?
Did we?
I thought
I
we
think the
did.
churches. I think that was it.
That was it?
Look at the group text.
it was Coming to America.
Oh,
these are the questions.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so it all ties into this question.
Did y'all see Coming to America? Like, that's just like, how did y'all feel? Because I've been seeing
I
mixed
thought it was cool.
reviews.
I thought it was cool.
It's cool. It's
How did
okay.
y'all feel about the main character from Baltimore?
He ain't
PG counties.
he from PG.
The son, he's from Maryland.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He wasn't funny. Like
No.
He was.
he was just okay.
He was so regular in the face too. Just like,
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't had to be like drop dead gorgeous or anything.
But they wanted him to be regular because they wanted him to be like, they didn't want him to be all kingly and shit. That was the whole point of them casting somebody that wasn't like real
About the
popular.
middle
and real.
daughter, she was very forgettable.
The middle daughter. Oh
The
yeah.
only one I remember was when I was fighting.
That's the only moment she had, and even still, the oldest sister and the youngest sister.
Yeah, they definitely did. 'Cause I was like,
Oh, the light skin with the braids. I'm
Yeah.
like, my little sister.
And I was talking to somebody else about this yesterday. It was like, yeah, I feel like she was just like somebody kid, and maybe she just got a role in the movie. It's like,
I think she was somebody kid. I think she like Eddie Murphy's daughter or somebody. She's somebody's child. But
Ross niece or some shit. Rick Ross didn't need to be in there too.
He actually had two scenes. He had the scene in the beginning, and then he had the scene Rick Ross, and then he had the scene at the end when they came in with Tiana Taylor the second time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Hey.
He ain't say nothing the second time, but he was there.
I only remember him from the first scene.
Right.
Because
I mean, what they
Taylor
gave
only
you to
had
talk.
like one line. Shoot.
Right.
That's what
She had a couple lines, but she just was.
She had like a little conversation piece
Yeah.
with the dude.
I was just hoping, but her last bit was just so on the nose. Like, all right, we get it. The same thing as the last chick. All right, we
Yeah.
get it. Like he chooses his own.
It was a
side.
callback, yeah.
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 That forced romance between him and the little barber chick was just like, it felt forced to me.
It did.
It felt like I don't know.
Because
happened
even
so
with her, I'm like, why would
It
you
did
think
happen
that she's
so
the one you
fast.
need to marry? You was only dealing with it for like what, a week or two?
Right, they didn't give that time.
It
like
was.
the
It
rest.
really was just a week. The whole
Right.
movie was a week long. Yeah.
And you took
I
it
mean-
back to the hood, tried to marry in that rinky-dink ass church.
And then she said, "I don't want to get married here," so they went right back to
Right, like Africa's across the
Yeah,
street.
so they went right
I mean,
back
they
to
are
get
kings,
married.
so they got the bread to like, you know.
Yeah, private jet.
What a waste of plane gas that they just did.
It was some plot holes, but it was a decent movie. It
I
was
just
cool.
appreciated it. It's just like I wanted it to get the same love that like Black Panther got. Because niggas was going
yeah.
nuts. Niggas was going nuts about it. Like Wakanda. Niggas like you would think
Rwanda.
niggas don't know shit about Africa, but like yeah, I'm gonna go to Wakanda, nigga. Because like you know that's not real.
Right.
You couldn't tell them niggas that.
And Zamunda, like I think they was trying to recreate that kind of
Oh,
energy.
Zamunda. I said Rwanda. What the fuck?
I was gonna let you rock, but you know.
Zamunda.
I heard it, but I didn't even catch it. I thought, no, I don't know what I was thinking.
And it's like I think niggas, black people. Let me not say niggas. Black people just like. I think sometimes we a little too over critical of our own people for real.
Yeah. That movie was kind of though. I mean, it was cool for what it is.
It was just cool.
It was a fun to watch movie. It wasn't nothing you can really get
fun
deep
because
into.
it's like for the nostalgia, like you
Yeah, and that's what it exactly was for. It wasn't for like no deep ass. It wasn't for to be like deep ass, back to my roots type shit.
Right.
I don't even know why people were saying they didn't like it. Though. Like,
I guess they wanted more drama.
I didn't dislike it, and you know I love the nitpick movies. In the very beginning, that's what I did for the first 30 minutes. Like these fucking CG elephant. Right after it. So, but I mean, it was cool. Like it got some laughs out of me, like the callbacks to the first movie. Like it was just some little goofy corny.
It's really
shit.
just to pay homage for real.
Yeah.
Right.
And a quick check for Eddie Murphy.
I'm wondering, when did Eddie Murphy decide he was just going to start acting again? Because it wasn't really no big rollout. He was just like, Dolomite. Now we're going to do a Coming to America. It's just like...
He wanted to put his career back on track because he won worst actor. He won one of those Razzie awards for Norbit and shit. And Razzies is when they give them like when people act like really
Norbit
bad.
and Haunted House, because that was also a fucking.
oh,
I thought that was a Wayans
he got
movie.
awards for those for like them being bad.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
For Norbit, yeah.
But I thought Haunted House was the Wayans.
No,
No,
There's another one.
it's a Haunted
no,
House.
you
with
talk
Williams.
we talk about the Haunted Mansion.
There we go.
Haunted
Oh, okay.
Mansion by Disney. That one was with Disney.
Yeah. He
Garbage.
Yeah, that was not a good movie.
I don't remember.
I mean, it was a Disney movie. That's what
Norbit
it
was also a trash movie.
I like
Yeah,
Norbit, though.
Norbit.
I really did.
I remember liking it in high school, and then like I went back and watched it again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, this movie
Exactly.
trash.
It's the same thing happened to me. Like watching it back in the day, it was funny as shit. But then like you rewatch it now, it definitely did not age well.
It's like a Medea movie for me. It's just like
yeah, it ain't age
It
well.
was like the clumps, but with more fucking
Profanity, basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a worse version of like I'll say worse, a worse version of the Nutty Professor. Because he did the same thing. Nutty Professor
Yeah.
played all the characters and shit, and then for Norbert, like,
And Rasputin was supposed to be
Rasputin.
unlikable, but Norbit
Yeah.
was also kind of unlikable.
but he's a bitch.
I think he just came back to acting like because
But it was just so kind of
so.
unannounced. It just kind of came out of nowhere. It was just
going
like...
through some shit. Like he done had child support shit. He been in the news for child support
That
stuff.
little
Yeah, like
allegation of him fucking
his
dudes.
life has been
Yeah,
happening
they
to
call him
him.
gay, so he fucking
Yeah, no,
gay.
like life been happening to him. He probably just tired, like of just
He just wanted to
having
get-
like life happening to him.
I low-key want him
He
to come out
taking
with
control
a
of his
Netflix
life.
Just want to get
comedy
back to his
special.
love.
Yeah,
I don't want him to.
No?
No.
I kind of want him to.
Cause
It's
he
his
not-
brand that like
He not going. His like. Have you seen his older comedies?
Yeah, like the.
They was fire. He
right.
not gonna be able to recapture none of those moments.
You don't
he
think so? I feel like he got enough life experiences between then and now to.
He don't have the same hunger though.
What did you
That was a young,
like a stand-up
yeah, like
special,
Delirious and Raw. That was
It
a
would
young,
be
hungry Eddie Murphy.
Great if he decided
that's like
to
if
stand
Martin-
up.
I think that would be cool.
I think it would be real cool.
It'll be an inside window.
It would be like
but
Kevin
not-
Hart shit. Cause like you know how Kevin Hart was when he first, Kevin Hart was kind of funny when he first came out.
Kevin Hart latest stand up was true.
Yes, it was trash.
Cause like he
Oh,
don't have that
right.
same
Oh my
hunger
God.
and drive. He don't have the same hunger and drive, and it's
It
like
was trash.
it's not.
Trash.
I don't think his effort was there as much anymore, like you said, because the drive wasn't there. But I thought it was alright.
I think it was because
they
there was
are.
no audience. Like honestly, I think audience also drive people too. And he did that whole stand up in quarantine, his latest one, and it was just like so.
if he just did it at a
dry.
stadium, it
Yeah.
A
probably
lot of
would
the audience be giving him energy.
But and I get that, but the jokes wasn't hitting either.
Because Kevin Hart is like not like my kind of funny. Cause like I don't like niggas going like, yeah, basically I'm a bitch. Haha, laugh at me because I'm a bitch. And that's how Kevin Hart jokes come off to me.
Yeah, you kept talking about
It's
that
probably
vid,
'cause
got
he
that
just,
vid.
maybe he at that point in his life and career that he ain't really got nothing going on with.
He's not as
Like,
especially
yeah,
during
like,
the year of quarantine. It wasn't like he
Yeah, like
had a
it's
whole lot
like
to
it's
talk
nothing
about.
really going on, nothing relatable to people that's watching anymore. Like he rich now,
Yeah.
like
And he's not like intellectually comedy like Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle can be
Dave
like
Chappelle
goofy.
always come with the hitters.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle.
Dave
can be
Chappelle
like,
don't even necessarily gotta tell jokes. He can just tell you
he
something
sit there,
real.
right? That's what he sit
And it's
there and
just like,
talk
wow.
to you.
Same thing with Chris Rock can do that shit too. Like,
Yeah.
like you gotta have a certain level of awareness and like
That's that brand though.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of their brands is more like they trying to teach you
Intellectual
something.
comedy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they trying to teach you something.
and Kevin Hart is more of the cloth of
Goofy
like
comedy.
yeah, goofy. Yeah,
I
because
feel
that's
like
how I feel about Marlon
Eddie
Wayans.
Griffin, his always
Eddie
be-
Griffin, I love Eddie Griffin.
Yeah.
Eddie Griffin, goodness.
And they always veer off into some conspiracy
funny
theory
dude.
shit. And
Eddie
then he's
Griffin.
sitting like, what you about to talk about, Eddie?
Eddie
No.
Griffin, that nigga, I like Eddie Griffin.
Yeah,
I seen the Mike Epps thing. I
Mike
don't
Epps
really,
is
I don't,
not
I don't
funny.
like
I
Mike
think
Epps
that's
It's
stand
not
up.
funny to me.
It's
He's
so
like
all
the
over the
male-
place.
He's
and it's
kind of
just-
like the male version of what's her face to me, Tiffany Haddish. Like
She's kind of
Have y'all watched her thing? You know, she got
The
like the
She Ready, They Ready,
yeah.
I like the one with what's his name?
It's hitting
Godfrey.
misses. It's hitting
Godfrey's
misses.
was funny.
Yeah, like his was funny.
But the rest of them was just like, eh.
Yeah, it's hitting misses with them. Like,
I don't think Tiffany Haddish all that funny either.
She really not.
sometimes she be feeling
I
real
thought
forced.
Leslie, what's her face, was funny in Coming to America.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
I can't remember her stand-ups.
I can't remember her stand-ups either.
Who?
I just remember her in Repo.
Leslie from
in Repo,
Oh,
she was
Leslie
funny.
Jones?
Yeah, Leslie
Yeah.
Jones.
She was funny as shit in Repo, and she was funny in Coming to America too. Like, she kind of made the movie a little bit for me.
She's funny on Saturday Night Live.
I never really watched her.
I don't either.
She funny as shit on
She
Saturday
is.
Night Live.
She is funny on Saturday Night
And she
Live.
took a hit with that dumbass Ghostbusters movie.
Did Kenan show come out yet?
Yeah. Which,
it good?
Nah.
No.
I don't really like it.
Some people only good in sketch comedy because
Yeah, like,
they have so
I
much.
feel-
His is a
Yo.
sitcom, right?
Yeah,
It's
his
a
is
sitcom. Yeah.
Kenan is a
It's
skinny
best-
one, right?
And he like the main.
No, that's Kel.
No,
Kenan was
no.
the fat one.
Kenan
No,
is
he's
fat
still
one,
fat.
Oh, he is?
yeah.
I thought he lost weight.
Well, he
still
did
fat.
lose
Oh.
weight, but he's still, yeah.
Still fat.
He's still Kenan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched Good Burger for the first time in years recently.
But it's
That movie
not,
still
the
hit.
show is alright. Like, it's not, it's just, yeah, he needs, I feel like he needs more, like, it needs to be a
More of a
a
sketch show.
more sketch show. Because he produces all that. Like, it's all that.
That still comes on?
Yes. It's
Yeah, they
new.
remake
They have
all
new
that.
I didn't know
episodes
that.
now. And he
On Nickelodeon?
Yes.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, he has new
They probably don't got
episodes. It's
that
new. It's
same-
like new kids and everything, and it's funny. And
It
they
is?
like, yeah, and they produce it. He produces it, and everything.
never knew that.
Him
I thought
and
that show
Cal
been on.
produce it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
They produce it.
Ain't Kel like a preacher now?
Yeah. Like they both produce it. So yeah, like that's good. But as far as like this show, nah. And The Rock
McCann
got a
got
show
involved
too.
in it. Yeah, I saw the commercial for that, but I was like, I don't want to see that.
I like it.
Who?
It's
Young
funny.
Rock.
Young Rock.
Oh, The Rock. Well, his
Yeah.
show about his life. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a show? I thought it was a movie that's supposed to be coming
It's
out.
a
it's a
show.
show.
It's funny. It's about his life. It's like him.
I feel like he's not old enough to do a show about his life yet.
I mean, he's
It's-
like
it's-
50 something.
Well,
Yeah, but
the way
he's
that
still
it-
doing stuff.
the
So
way
it's
that
like,
they write it,
Everybody
though,
hates Chris.
it's
Everybody
a
hates
good
Chris.
show.
It's like
True.
everybody hates Chris.
True.
Yeah, that's basically like it is like that. It's
Okay.
kind of like that. So,
Because Chris Rock was still like 50 something or 40 something when Everybody Hates Chris came out, and that shit was a banger.
because you know, like they talk about like Everybody Hates Chris was like his childhood, and his
Right.
father, his you know his parents. It's the same thing with Young Rock. It's his childhood, his father.
is
his,
Rock like a narrator in the show? Is he in the show at all?
Yeah, he
Oh,
in the show. He narrating the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
And you know, he had a crazy upbringing because, you know, his father, both sides of his families was wrestling families.
Mm-hmm.
The black side of his family was fucking popular as wrestlers. The Samoan side of his family was super popular wrestlers.
Yeah. And that's basically what the show about. It's about the both of the sides of his family being wrestlers.
That's what, CBS?
NBC.
NBC.
I wonder what the fuck Adam Sandler gonna do next.
Come up with another Netflix movie with all the same cast.
For real. I did like Uncut Gems. That was the first movie I seen of Adam Sandler in years. I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
I haven't watched Uncut Gems.
Are we doing any more cards, or was those two it?
Oh, I was like, I thought we was doing the shot in the middle of the show. That's what I was like.
This the middle?
That's what I thought. I don't know
Oh,
what
we an hour in already.
I was like, well, that's the
I
end
thought
of
this
the
was
show.
the closing shot.
I don't know.
We can do one more. We can do one more card though if you want.
I picked one.
I did like Uncut Gems because it was
That was
like,
pretty good because it was a different
so
side.
unexpected. Yeah, it wasn't a comedy, like, you know. And all of his comedies are trash now. Like everything after the '90s was just trash.
The last
It's 'cause
movie,
he-
I heard his Halloween. I didn't
grow.
watch it, but I heard his Halloween movie was pretty funny.
He didn't grow.
Yeah, he remained
all
the
his
same
shit
Adam.
is all little
Y'all talking
Nicky
about
and all
Adam Sandler?
fucking everything all over.
But I think Adam Sandler's niche is he's working with that one core group of actors to keeping them working, basically putting his
What
homies
happened to Rob
on.
Schneider? He was always in it.
Yeah,
he still is.
He still be in them.
I feel like that's his thing. I don't think his thing is I'm trying to come up with some fire movies. I think his thing is I'm trying to keep my homies working,
He's just
basically.
trying to have fun.
Because all
of
his
them kinda
movies be
do that,
having the
though.
same cast, other than Uncut Gems, because that had the black dude in it.
I think
He's
all of
so-
them do that, though.
He's a good actor. I like him.
Because Adam Sandler does that, and did you know? Have y'all noticed that the movies that Ben Stiller is in, it's like the same actors in those
Yeah.
movies too? Like
I feel like a lot of Ben Stiller movies. Don't they have a lot of Terry Crews in them?
No, they have a lot of Vince Vaughn niggas.
yeah,
Okay,
Vince
I
Vaughn
don't know why I
and
thought Terry Crews.
I can't think of all the other people, but it's a lot. Cause all of them fucking friends.
yeah, like, they all friends, so they all put their fronts on.
Right, and that's the one thing I noticed and I liked about Adam Sandler's movie, because like I see why he's doing it. It's not necessarily because.
But he need to explain his repertoire though, cause like he
Yeah.
he
Well,
can't
Uncut
keep
Gems
making-
was a good venture out.
I don't know how much of that
He
was
did
him.
say, he said if he didn't get a Grammy for Uncut Gems, he was going to go back to make a trash movie.
Did he get a Grammy?
I don't think
He probably got a nomination, but
Come from trash. Well, then he came out with that Halloween movie last year. So
and the movie with him and Jennifer Aniston was cool.
I didn't see
Date night? No, what the date night?
I know what you're talking about. I seen it, but I can't remember the
But
name. Of it.
basically, they got married and went on a.
They was
It wasn't-
faking it,
It
right?
was like
wasn't-
Clue. It was like
yeah.
a mystery, a romance mystery.
Switch, and it, no,
No, not
Switch
Switch.
was good.
It's called Switch.
yeah,
No,
Switch
you talking
was-
about with the remote.
With the remote, yeah.
That's Click.
Click was good, but it was
Yeah.
something. It's called something. I think it was called Date Night or Date something.
Oh
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the
think
name.
I know which one you're talking about too. I just can't even remember.
In
the
the
name.
same year that he made Click, he made this video game movie. That
Oh,
shit was
the one with the
garbage.
Pac-Man shit?
Yeah, that shit was fucking garbage.
That was trash. That one was.
And
I
like,
remember that. I must not seen
Hubert was a bitch, and then somebody fucked Hubert while he was in bitch form, and they had little Hubert babies. And I'm like, I hate this movie. I hate Adam Sandler. I hate the director.
He's just too goofy. Like I feel like when he put his heart into it, like because Click was good, 51st Dates was good,
That was yeah.
Spanglish was good.
Spanglish was good.
That was the movie when he had the little Mexican. What was he?
The maid,
House-
like
house-
she was a maid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was
When he
yeah,
did
that
the
was good. I
when
like
he
that.
did the
movie.
shit, like I feel like when he got full control of his shit without nobody checking him, like
Basically,
Adam,
when
don't
he
do
signed
that
with
shit.
Netflix, basically.
Yeah, when they just let him do whatever he want, like come on, Adam, don't do
Because
that.
it's like he's still stuck on like the Little Nicky phase. Like Little
Yeah.
Nicky was cool back in the '90s when Little Nicky came out, and we watched Little Nicky. We was not supposed to know what it meant for somebody to stick a pineapple up Hitler's ass. Like,
According to somebody have titties on their head.
yeah, like I forgot about the titty. Like, yeah, like that was the shit. Cause like kids like, you can do it, Nicky, bite this fucking bone. Like, cool. But there's like we grown now. It's just like,
Yeah, and like it didn't grow. Like his like that's what I'm saying. Like he was like in his 20s and 30s when he did that. You
Right.
50, 60 now. Like you gotta
get over the bitter
Gotta
madness.
venture out, yeah.
like use your life experience. Like use like the shit that you learned in life to me.
But I think Uncut Gems was a good start.
It was.
If he
Yeah.
continues to try to venture out because I feel like his goofy movies is basically, like I said, him putting his friends, getting them a payday, basically. But if he continues to venture out as an actor and do his own thing, I'm like, okay, that's cool. Because he was good in Uncut Gems. Like he just seemed like Jewish guy that was really scrapping to try to get.
That was the first time in a while I watched a movie that had me in so much fucking suspense because it's like he just kept doing the wrong shit.
Liquor police.
Oh,
And I'm just sitting there like,
out.
no, like don't, like no.
When he died, then I was like, wow.
It was so sad. I did not know he was gonna. I was so invested.
That's been the Busy Doing Nothing podcast. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Go to www.bdnpodcast.com to get the full experience of the episode. Go to www.freemindsclothing.com to get your gear. Go to Printy D's Creations on social media to get your jewelry. Go to DasCastleLLC.com to get your read-ups, your blogs, your artwork. Go to theMaloShop.com to get your hair products and press-on nails coming soon. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, do all that social media stuff. Yeah.